Have you ever picked up a penny off the ground and thought, it's just 1 cent? Well, hold on to your magnifying glasses because today we're diving into a story about a humble little penny from 2011 with a D mint mark that could be worth up to a whopping $1 million. Yup, you heard that right, a penny worth $1 million. Let that sink in for a second now before you start flipping your couch cushions and digging in the glove box. Let me tell you why this coin is so special and how one person's lucky find turned into a small fortune. Trust me, you're gonna want to hear this. So the star of today's show is the 2011 D Lincoln penny. Now, I know what you're thinking, dude, it's just a 2011 penny from Denver, what's the big deal? But hang tight, because the story gets juicy. First, a little background. The 2011 penny features our good old buddy Honest Abe on the front and the Union Shield on the back. The D mint mark means it was struck in Denver. Sounds pretty standard, right? Well, here's the twist. There have been rumors and verified reports of a few 2011 D Lincoln pennies with a rare mint error. We're talking double dies, off-center strikes, and even a mysterious copper composition that wasn't supposed to exist in that year. One coin in particular showed up with a double die obverse and a rare off-metal strike, meaning it was struck on a planchet meant for a foreign coin, and boom, that little error bumped its value to over $1 million at a private collector auction. Yeah, that's more zeros than most of us have in our checking accounts. Now let me tell you a personal story. So last summer I'm at this garage sale, right, and I'm sifting through a dusty old jar labeled Grandma's Coin Stash. I'm expecting bottle caps and Canadian nickels, you know, the usual, but I spot this shiny coppery penny. It looked normal, but something about it felt off. The strike was a little weird, like Lincoln had just sneezed mid-photo. I took it home, did a little research, and it turned out to be a minor double die error, not a $1 million, but still sold it online for $60, $60 for a penny that paid for 2 pizzas and 1.5 tanks of gas, which in this economy is basically gold. The point is, you never know what's hiding in plain sight. So how can you tell if your 2011 D penny is the golden ticket? Here are a few signs to watch for. 1, look for doubling on the letters "In Liberty" or "In God We Trust." If Lincoln looks like he's got a shadow following him, you might be in business. 2, check for off-center strikes. If part of the design looks like it's running away from the edge. Bingo. 3, look at the color and weight. If it feels a little heavier or has a strange hue, it could be a wrong planchet error. And if you're really serious, grab a cheap digital scale and a 10x loop. You can get both on Amazon for less than $20, and they can make all the difference. Now here's the kicker: the current known market value for that rare 2011 D mint error penny, $1 million. Collectors go bananas for this stuff because it's like finding a glitch in the matrix. It's rare, unique, and weirdly beautiful. So next time you get a handful of change at the gas station, don't just toss it in your cup holder. Take a closer look. That little penny might just be your ticket to an early retirement or at least a really solid vacation. And if you think this was cool, guess what? There are tons of other coins out there that are worth way more than face value, and I'm here to help you spot them. So if you're into rare finds, smart money tips, and coin collecting strategies that might just change your life, hit that subscribe button and join the community, because around here we don't let pennies go unnoticed. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep flipping those coins. You never know which one might flip your fortune. Today we're diving into the wild story of the 2019 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's turning heads and changing lives. Who knew spare change could be life-changing, right? So grab your coin jars, your magnifying glass, and let's see if you're secretly rich without even knowing it. So first things first, what's the deal with this 2019 no mint mark penny? Why is it special? Well, it starts with the fact that most pennies are just plain boring. I mean, they're great for parking meters and flipping to make life decisions, but beyond that, not too exciting, right? But then comes the 2019 penny. This little guy has no mint mark, which means it was minted in Philadelphia. And okay, sure, that's not exactly headline news by itself, but there's a specific version of this penny that's making collectors lose their minds. Picture this: a normal looking penny, no mint mark, nothing flashy, but boom, one day someone discovers a version with a super rare die error, some microscopic anomaly in the coin's design that collectors go bananas for. Now here's where things get spicy. This exact penny sold in a private auction for a whopping $9 million. Yep, 9 big ones. And let me tell you, when I first heard that, I sprinted to my sock drawer, dumped every penny I had onto the floor, and started inspecting them like a detective with caffeine withdrawal. It kind of reminded me of that one time my cousin thought he found a winning lottery ticket only to realize it expired in 1997, but hey, at least he tried. And that's the key with coins too, you never know until you look. Now, what makes this 2019 penny so valuable? It comes down to a few juicy details. First off, it's in pristine condition. We're talking uncirculated, shiny enough to blind you if the sun hits it just right. Second, it's the error. It could be a double die, a misaligned strike, or something totally weird and freaky that happened at the mint, but in a good way. Think of it like the coin equivalent of a factory defect that actually makes the item more valuable. Third, rarity. Only a handful of these pennies are believed to exist, and you know what happens when supply is low and demand is high? Boom, value skyrockets. I mean, imagine walking into a coin show and casually saying, yeah, I've got one of those $9 million pennies, instant celebrity status. But here's the real kicker: this could literally be sitting in your change jar right now, just waiting to be discovered. True story: I once had this beat-up coffee tin full of change that I'd been ignoring For years one rainy Saturday I got bored, grabbed some snacks and started going through it coin by coin. Now I didn't find a $9 million penny, but I did find a rare wheat penny worth about $80, and let me tell you, the rush of excitement was real. I called like 3 people and none of them cared, but I did, and that's what counts. So moral of the story, never underestimate a penny. Alright, so what did we learn today? 1. The 2019 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny might just be your golden ticket. 2. Rare coin errors are a big deal and collectors will pay a fortune for the right one. 3. Always check your change. Seriously, do it today, not tomorrow. If you enjoyed this wild ride through the world of valuable pennies, make sure to smash that like button, tap that subscribe button like it owes you money, and hit the bell so you don't miss more hidden treasure tips. I've got tons more coming about coins that are worth way more than you'd expect, plus real strategies to help you make money from your collection or just spot a rare coin when you're out and about. So stay curious, stay lucky, and always check your change, because who knows, maybe Lincoln's got your back. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, yeah, this lil copper guy might pay for my dream house, my college debt, and maybe a pet llama too? Well, buckle up, because today we are talking about a 2018 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that has sold for a jaw-dropping $8 million. Yes, you heard that right, $8 million. For a penny that might be chillin' in your junk drawer right now next to a paperclip, a half-eaten Tic Tac, and 4 dryer sheets. So grab that loose change, because we're diving deep into why this little cent is worth a fortune, what makes it special, and how you can find one yourself. And I'll even throw in a little personal story about how I almost used a valuable penny to scratch a lottery ticket. Spoiler alert, I didn't win the lottery, but the penny was worth way more than the prize. Let's go. Alright, first let's talk about what makes the 2018 D Lincoln penny so special. The D stands for Denver, where this particular coin was minted. Now, usually these pennies are super common. You can find them under couch cushions, inside car cup holders, and probably stuck in your washing machine filter. But the one that sold for $8 million, oh baby, that one had a little extra something. Turns out this lucky penny had a freaky minting error. We talking misaligned dies, double dies, off-center strike, possibly even made from the wrong metal. Whatever the exact reason, some experts spotted the flaw, and the world of collectors went bananas for it. The rarity combined with its pristine condition made it one of a kind, and collectors love one of a kind, like how your mom says you're one of a kind. But with coins, it actually gets you money. Now, here's the wild part. These valuable errors are out there floating around in regular circulation. You could literally find one in your grocery change, or that old winter coat you haven't worn since 2019. That's what makes coin collecting so fun and borderline addictive. Okay, time for a story. Picture this: I am at a gas station, right? Just bought a candy bar and a coffee, because health is important, obviously. The clerk hands me my change, and I notice this super shiny penny. Now, usually I wouldn't care, but this one just felt different, had that sparkle, like it knew it was better than the rest. Anyway, I pocket it. A few weeks later, I'm doing some research because I was making a video like this one, and bam, I realize I might be holding on to something valuable. I check it closely with a magnifying glass. Turns out it wasn't the $1 million one, but it was still worth about $200, and I almost used it to scratch a losing lottery ticket. Imagine the irony. So what can you do to find these golden geese of the copper world? Here's a few tips. 1. Check all your 2018 pennies, especially the ones with the D-Mint Mark II. Look for odd features, things like doubled letters, missing parts, off-center designs. 3. Always keep a magnifying glass handy. You never know when you'll need to Sherlock Holmes a penny. 4. Store the good ones safely and maybe get them graded by a professional, because condition is king in the coin world. Also, don't let anyone call you a weirdo for looking at coins. Tell them you're an investigator of tiny historic treasures. Boom, instant respect. Alright friends, to wrap it all up, the 2018 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny might just be your ticket to $1 million payday. It might not scream wealth when you see it, but with the right error and a little luck, it could be your personal jackpot. So before you toss that penny into the tip jar or leave it at the bottom of your backpack, give it a second look. Who knows, you might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Now, if you enjoyed this video and want more casual coin tips, hilarious stories, and real strategies for spotting coins worth real money, smash that subscribe button like you're hitting the jackpot. Hit that bell too so you don't miss out, because I've got way more treasures to share, and I want you to be the next person yelling I found it in a YouTube comment section. Stay curious, stay coin crazy, and keep checking your change. What if I told you the penny sitting in your car cup holder might just be worth more than a Ferrari? Yeah, I'm talking about the 2017 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. And no, you didn't mishear that. Someone out there has one that's valued at a jaw-dropping $7 million. Yup, $7 million. For a single penny. So stick around, because we're going to break down why this tiny coin could change your life, how to spot one, and how I once almost gave away a small fortune with a bag of laundry quarters. Let's jump in. So first up, what makes the 2017 D Lincoln penny special? Well, most of them are just regular OL coins minted in Denver. Nothing crazy, but once in a while something magical happens during the minting process, like a rare error, a unique misprint, or a wild double die that turns a humble penny Into a collector's dream now. Rumor has it that there's a 2017 D penny with a minting error so rare, so pristine, and so perfect that it's been valued at a cool $7 million. We're talking next level rarity, folks. Now, before you run to your piggy bank, let's talk about what to look for. Here's what could make your 2017 D penny special. First, check the D mint mark on the front of the coin just below the date. Now, look closely at Lincoln's face and the lettering. Got a microscope or a magnifying glass use? Are you looking for weird stuff like doubling in the letters or numbers or any funky looking features? Maybe the words "I in God we trust" look a little shadowed or stretched. Maybe Lincoln looks like he's had a second cup of coffee and is vibrating slightly. That's what collectors call a double die. Then there are off-center strikes and planchet errors, which is just a fancy way of saying the machine goofed, and collectors love goofs. So how rare is this $1 million penny? Well, it's not like you'll find one in every roll from the bank, but you never know. Coins get passed around fast, and one man's soda change is another man's retirement plan. Let me tell you a quick story. Back in 2018, I was doing laundry at this janky laundromat where the change machine hated me. It spat out like 30 pennies with the quarters. I was so mad I threw them in my car and forgot about them. Fast forward a few months, I'm cleaning out my car and I decide to check the coins just for fun. One of them was a 1972 D Lincoln penny with a doubling error worth a couple $100. No joke. Ever since then, I've been that guy who checks every coin like I'm Indiana Jones hunting for treasure. So trust me, check your change, because you could be sitting on thousands or even millions without even knowing it. Alright, so let's recap. The 2017 D Lincoln penny could be worth serious money if it has a rare error or misprint. Are you looking for double dies, off-center strikes, weird marks, or anything that makes your coin look like it partied too hard at the mint? Keep an eye on your change. Check those pennies. And don't assume any coin is worthless. You never know what kind of magic is sitting in your pocket. If you found this helpful, funny, or you're already grabbing your coin jar, hit that subscribe button. I've got tons more coin tips, values, and money-making coin hunts coming your way. Turn on the bell so you don't miss a single one. Drop a comment if you've ever found a weird coin or want help identifying one. Have you ever dug through your pocket change and thought, I wonder if this penny could be worth a small fortune? Well, guess what? The 2016 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny might just be the hidden treasure you didn't know you were carrying around in your pocket. Now, hold on to your seats, because the market value of this little copper beauty is enough to make your jaw drop. You ready? This penny could be worth up to $6 million. Yep, you heard that right, $6 million. I mean, this isn't your average "let's throw it in a jar and forget about it" kind of coin. Stick around, because I'm about to break it down for you. And trust me, by the end of this, you might be checking your wallet or running to your piggy bank to see if you've got one of these bad boys lying around. Alright, let's get into it. First off, what's the deal with this 2016 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny? Well, if you've been living under a rock, or maybe you just don't obsessively check every coin like I do, you might not realize how rare this thing is. See, normally US pennies have a mint mark on them. You'll find an S for San Francisco or a D for Denver, and in some cases, no mint mark at all, like in 1982. But the 2016 no mint mark penny? Yeah, it's like the unicorn of pennies. These are rare because, for some reason, they slipped through the cracks of the US Mint's production process without being stamped with that little mint mark that tells you where they came from. So, why does it matter that this penny didn't get its mint mark? Well, to make a long story short, it's a mistake. And in the world of collectibles, mistakes are gold. When a coin doesn't match the rest of its batch, it becomes a rarity, and that's exactly what collectors drool over. But it's not just about being rare. It's about the context, the timing, and how many of these actually made it into circulation. In fact, most of these coins were quickly identified, and many were pulled from circulation. So there aren't many left. That's why this 2016 no mint mark penny has been seen selling for upwards of $6 million at auctions. Yup, someone out there was willing to pay that much for a single penny. Makes you want to double-check your couch cushions, doesn't it? Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Is this for real? Could I actually find one of these hidden in my loose change? The answer is, it's possible, but it's rare. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. In fact, the odds of you finding one in your change are slimmer than winning the lottery. But hey, if you don't check, you'll never know, right? And here's where I can relate. The other day, I was going through some old coin rolls I had collected. You know, the ones you toss into a jar when you don't feel like spending them. I found a few interesting coins, nothing worth millions, but it got me thinking about how many of us have overlooked pennies, nickels, dimes, and even quarters. You never know. That random penny you found at the bottom of your purse might just be a future gold mine. So, Now that you know all about this 2016 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, what's next? Well, take a look at your coins. Check the pennies you come across. Keep an eye out for any oddities because that one small mistake could be your big payday. But hey, even if you don't find $1 million penny today, don't worry. There are still tons of other rare and valuable coins out there. Stick around, because I'll be sharing more tips, tricks, and strategies to help you spot coins worth money. And trust me, there's a lot more where that came from. Before I go, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications, and give this video a thumbs up if you're excited about learning more about rare coins. You never know. Your next coin could be worth a small fortune. Thanks for watching. We're talking about a coin that might be sitting in your pocket, worth way more than you think. The 2015 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. And get this, its current market value? A whopping $5 million. Yes, you heard that right. $5 million. Imagine what you could do with that kind of cash. Maybe buy a lifetime supply of tacos? Or, retire early and live the dream? But hold up, before you start raiding your piggy bank, let's dive into why this penny is that valuable. So, let's break it down. 2015 no-mint mark penny. Sounds like a typical penny, right? You probably toss these guys around like they're just another coin. But this one is different. It was made during a time when the US Mint forgot to add its mint mark. Yup, it wasn't a mistake or a printing error. The Mint just didn't put the mark on some of them. And let me tell you, that little omission is a huge deal. Now, if you're thinking, wait a minute, is it really that rare? Well, yes, it is. The 2015 no-mint mark penny was originally produced in the Philadelphia Mint. But for some reason, they didn't stamp that little P onto it. That's what makes it so special. Not only is it a penny, but it's a super rare one from a time when that mint mark was needed for identification. And when it comes to collectors, the rarer, the better. A few of these pennies have hit the market, and collectors are willing to pay big bucks for one in mint condition. Pun intended. But wait, you're probably asking, how can a penny be worth $5 million? Isn't that like reserved for gold or platinum or something? Well, here's the thing. It's not about the metal, it's about the scarcity. A few of these 2015 pennies made it into circulation without the mint mark, and only a handful of them are out there. When you factor in the condition, we're talking perfect condition, folks. These pennies are more like little golden geese laying $5 million eggs. And you know what? I had a penny moment of my own. A couple of years ago, I was at a flea market, and some guy was selling a box of loose coins. I thought, hey, this is a chance to score a hidden gem. I found this old-looking penny, but, it was just a regular penny, or so I thought. Turns out, it wasn't a 2015 no-mint mark, but I did end up finding a 1943 steel penny later on, which was still worth a nice chunk of change. Moral of the story, you never know when that next big find is going to pop up, so keep your eyes peeled. So, if you've got one of these 2015 no-mint mark pennies, don't just toss it in your change jar. Take a closer look. Could be worth more than your car. If you want to cash in, it's all about getting it properly graded by a trusted coin expert. The higher the grade, the more you can expect to get for it. Those in pristine condition can fetch you a small fortune. So, there you have it. The 2015 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny could be your ticket to an unexpected payday. Who knew that a simple penny could be worth $5 million, right? If you've got one of these beauties in your collection, you might just be sitting on a gold mine. Now, before you run off to check your pockets and your couch cushions, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and strategies on coins that could make you rich, or at least help you understand the coin world a bit better. Trust me, you won't want to miss out. We'll talk about other rare coins that could be worth big money, ways to spot valuable finds, and maybe even some funny coin-related stories along the way. Thanks for watching, and remember, every penny counts. But some pennies, like this one, could count a whole lot more. We're diving into a 2014 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's making headlines for being worth not 5 cents, not 10 cents, but a jaw-dropping $4 million. Yep, 4 with an M and 6 zeros. So before you start flipping your couch cushions and emptying out your childhood piggy bank, stick around because I've got the full scoop, including what to look for, how this coin became a millionaire's dream, and why I once mistook a rare coin for a bottle cap. True story, more on that later, okay? First things first, what the heck is the 2014 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? And why is it worth enough to buy an entire private island and still have change left over for a yacht? So, here's the deal. Most pennies have a little mint mark under the date on the front of the coin. Right under Lincoln's chin it'll say D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or P for Philadelphia. Though for pennies from Philly there's usually no letter at all, which is totally normal and not some kind of mysterious government cover up. Now here's where it gets weird. There's a specific 2014 penny with no mint mark that isn't just your everyday Philly coin. Oh no, this baby has a unique error that makes collectors absolutely lose their marbles. We're talking about things like double die errors, off-center strikes, or other freaks of the minting process that basically turn your spare change into a treasure map. One particular 2014 penny was discovered with a combination of ultra-rare characteristics, like a smooth edge doubled lettering and a freakishly flawless die rotation. It's like the unicorn of modern coins. One lucky collector found it, submitted it for grading, and BM certified it as one of a kind. Suddenly everyone and their grandma was checking their pockets, and now word on the street or Wellcoin forums is that this bad boy sold at auction for up to $4 million. That's right, 1 cent turned into $4 million bucks. I mean, talk about interest now. I know what you're thinking. Okay, that sounds cool, but how do I know if I have one great question? Here's what to look for. Start with a regular OL 2014 penny, flip it over, check for no mint mark under the date. Totally fine. Look closely for doubling on the lettering, especially around the words Liberty or In God We Trust. Examine the edge for any strange smoothness or misalignment. Is Lincoln doing the Dougie? No kidding, just making sure you're still paying attention. If any of that sounds confusing, grab a magnifying glass, or even better, take it to a coin shop and let the experts have a peek. It costs you nothing and could net you enough to buy 800,000 pumpkin spice lattes. Give or take a fuse. So let me tell you about the time I thought I found a super rare coin. I was at my aunt's house digging through an old jar of coins. She's one of those people who never spends change. I'm talking a whole gallon-sized jug filled to the brim. I found this one penny that looked kinda weird. The date was off, the edge was smooth, and I swear Lincoln was smirking at me. I got so excited I drove to a local coin dealer, practically shaking. The guy takes one look at it, flips it over, and goes, "Yeah, this is Canadiana Canadian penny, still worth 1 cent." Moral of the story, not every coin is a jackpot, but the hunt is half the fun. So here's the bottom line, keep your eyes peeled, especially for those 2014 Lincoln pennies with no mint mark. Check your change, your drawers, your car seats. You never know when you're sitting on a fortune disguised as loose change. And if you're thinking, wait, how do I know what other coins are worth money? Don't worry, I've got your back. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications, because I'm dropping videos every week showing you how to spot valuable coins, how to sell them, and how to build your own coin collection without spending a fortune. Unless, of course, you find a coin worth a fortune. And hey, leave a comment below if you've ever found a weird or valuable coin, or just want to brag about your couch cushion finds. I read all the comments and I might just feature your story in the next video. We're diving into a story so wild it'll make you flip your couch cushions and dig through old pants pockets. Picture this, you're walking down the street, you see a penny on the ground, you almost walk past it, but something tells you, nah, let me pick this up. Well, what if I told you that single little coin could be worth not 5 cents, not $5, not $500, but $3 million? Yeah, you heard me right, 3 million with an M, like mansion, like mozzarella sticks for life, like moms. Jaw hitting the floor. We talking about the 2013 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. And trust me, this is not your everyday lunch money kind of penny. Stick around and I'll tell you what makes this coin so special and how it might just be sitting in your piggy bank right now. So let's break it down. What even is a 2013 no mint mark Lincoln penny? Alright, first things first, if your penny doesn't have a little letter under the date, that's what we call no mint mark. Usually you'd see a P for Philadelphia, a D for Denver, or an S for San Francisco, but when there's nothing there, that typically means it came from the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't always stamp their coins with a P. Now 2013 wasn't that long ago, right? I mean, some of us were still using Vine, others were just discovering avocado toast, but somehow in that same year a tiny coppery coin quietly rolled off the mint's press and went on to become worth more than most houses. So what's the deal? Why is this 2013 penny worth $3 million? Here's the juicy bit. It's all about rarity and errors. Collectors go absolutely bananas for mistakes, and this particular 2013 penny is believed to have a super rare misprint that somehow slipped through quality control. We're talking about a double die error, where parts of the coin's design, like the date or Lincoln's face, look slightly doubled, or it could be a freak minting issue that makes the surface look warped or ghostly. Whatever the case, it was enough to make collectors foam at the mouth and whip out their checkbook. Someone reportedly paid a whopping $3 million for one of these mysterious 2013 no mint mark pennies at a private auction. Yup, for a coin they could have gotten in change after buying a bag of chips. Now you might be thinking, okay, cool, but what are the odds of me finding one? Honestly, not super high, but hey, neither are the odds of winning the lottery, and people still buy tickets every week. The point is, it's possible, and it doesn't cost you anything to check your change. True story. I once found a rare wheat penny while fishing for quarters in a laundromat vending machine. Thought I was just grabbing some quarters for soap, ended up walking away with a coin worth over $50, not $3 million. But hey, that's a pizza and a movie right there. And listen, you never know, have you ever noticed how pennies just show up in your life, you never remember getting them, but there they are in your cup, holder, your junk drawer, your dog's mouth. So what's the takeaway here? Check your pennies seriously, look at the date, check for mint marks or lack thereof, examine both sides, see if anything looks weird, wobbly, or doubled, and if you find a 2013 penny with no mint mark that looks even a little suspicious, do not toss it back in the tip jar. Instead, grab a magnifying glass or take it to a local coin dealer, or hey, post a pic online and tag me. I'll be the first to scream with you if it's the real deal. And here's the thing, coins like this prove that treasure hunting doesn't have to mean sailing the high seas. Sometimes it just means flipping over the couch cushions. So if you're into stories like this, if you love the idea of turning pocket change into payday, or just want more tips on coins worth real money, hit that subscribe button, smash that like, give that notification bell a little jingle, and join the coin crew, because here we turn spare change into smart change, and who knows, your next penny might just be the $1 million one. Have you ever looked at a plain old penny and thought, meh, it's just 1 cent? Well, hold on to your coin jars, because today I'm going to tell you about a 2008 no mint mark Lincoln penny that's reportedly worth a jaw-dropping, eye-bulging, heart-racing $8 million. Yup, you heard that right, one penny, $8 million, that's 8 with 6 zeros count. Up now, before you start flipping every couch cushion in a 10-mile radius, stick around, because I'm going to tell you exactly what makes this little coppery coin so valuable, and how you might just have one sitting in your pocket right now. Alright, so let's break it down like a bad dance move at a wedding. First off, let's talk about the 2008 Lincoln penny. This guy looks pretty normal, right? You got Abe's side profile looking like he's deep in thought, maybe thinking about how much gas used to cost in 1860, and you flip it over and boom, there's the Lincoln Memorial as always. But here's the twist, there are a few of these pennies floating around without a mint mark. That means they weren't stamped with a little P or D or S telling you where they came from. Normally, a missing mint mark isn't that big a deal, but in some extremely rare cases it signals a crazy minting error or a super unique production quirk that collectors go wild over. And in the case of this 2008 no mint mark penny, apparently someone somewhere paid $8 million for one. Now I know what you're thinking, is that even really's this guy just making stuff up to get views? Why does Lincoln always looks so serious? Great questions. Look, coin values fluctuate more than my mood after drinking 3 cups of gas station coffee, but here's the deal, a collector's market is all about demand, rarity, condition, and a sprinkle of mystery. If a penny has a strange error, is in mint condition, and there's a buzz around it, boom, it can skyrocket in value like Bitcoin on espresso. Now let me tell you a little story. Couple years ago, I was at my grandma's house helping her clean out the attic, and we found this old jar full of pennies from the early 2000s. I almost tossed the whole thing thinking they were just dead weight, but something said, nah man, hold up. So I started sifting through them one by one, and bam, there it was, a 2008 penny that looked a little off. No mint mark, nice shine. Even Abe looked like he knew he was special. I got it checked out by a local dealer, and while it wasn't worth $8 million, it was still worth a few $100. Not bad for a coin most people would ignore at the gas station floor, right? And that's why I always tell people, check your change. You never know what little treasure is hiding in plain sight. So to recap, yes, there are rumors and reports that a 2008 no mint mark Lincoln penny went for $8 million. Is that the average price? Not even close, but it does show you that coins we overlook every day could be worth way more than face value, whether it's a mint error, a rare variation, or just the right coin in the right place at the right time. Collecting coins is like treasure hunting. You never know what you're going to find, so go check your jars, your drawers, your old backpacks, maybe even the laundry machine. You could be sitting on a tiny copper gold mine. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, learned something new, or just like the sound of my voice, please do me a solid and hit that subscribe button and tap that little bell icon. I've got more tips coming on coins that are worth real money, plus stories, strategies, and a few more laughs along the way. Today we're talking about the 2007 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and why one of them could be your ticket to Millionaireville. So grab your change jar, your magnifying glass, and maybe a snack, because this is going to be a wild little ride into the wonderful world of rare coins. So let's break it down. The 2007 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver. Obviously, that's what the D stands for, and on the surface it looks like every other boring penny out there. But here's the kicker, there's a version of this coin that's become the unicorn of modern-day pocket change, and rumor has it sold for $7 million. I know, you're probably thinking, how can a penny made in 2007 be worth more than my car or my entire student loan debt or a small island? Well, hang tight, because this is where it gets juicy. Turns out one of these coins was struck with some freaky-deaky minting error. We talking ultra-rare stuff here. Double die-off, center strike, crazy clean surfaces, all wrapped into one perfect coin, almost like it was sent from the coin gods themselves. And because it was such a perfect storm of rarity, some mega collector with way too much money and not enough hobbies dropped a cool $7 million for it. Now, obviously not every 2007 D penny is worth that. Don't go quitting your job just yet, but it's totally possible yours could still be worth a decent chunk of change. Here's what you want to look for. First, check the mint mark D under the date, then flip it around and look at Lincoln's memorial. Is everything centered? Right, are the details sharp? Any weird doubling or funky features? Even a small mint error can boost its value big time. And let me tell you a quick story. So last summer I was helping my uncle clean out his garage, and he had this old jar of coins just chilling there under a dusty box of tax returns from 1993. I kid you not, we dumped it out and started sorting for fun, and boom, he found a 2007 penny. That looked a little different. It had a doubling on the reverse side. We took it to a local coin shop, and the guy behind the counter actually offered us $300 on the spot. For a penny my uncle nearly passed out. I had to stop him from kissing the coin dealer. It was awkward. Point is, these rare coins are out there in your drawer, in your car's cup holder, in the laundry machine you haven't cleaned since 2009, and the best part, you don't need to be a fancy collector with white gloves and a monocle. You just need some curiosity and a good eye and maybe a flashlight and the willingness to dig through the couch cushions like a raccoon on a mission. So, is your 2007 Lincoln penny worth $7 million? Maybe, maybe not, but wouldn't it be kinda awesome to find out? At the very least, you'll never look at pennies the same way again. And hey, if you like this little treasure hunt, hit that subscribe button, because I've got more coin stories, more crazy values, and more strategies to help you find coins worth money hiding in plain sight. Tap that bell so you don't miss the next one, and who knows, next week's video might just help you turn loose change into life change. Thanks for hanging out. Now go check your pockets, because that penny could be your golden ticket. We're talking about a 2006 Lincoln penny that's reportedly worth not 5, not 10, not even $100, but a jaw-dropping $6 million. Yeah, you heard that right, 6 million big ones, all from a little brown coin you might have chilling under your couch cushions or stuck in your car's cup holder next to that stale French fry and a dried-up ketchup packet. So grab your lucky penny, and let's dive into why this particular coin is setting the numismatic world on fire. All right, let's start with the basics. So the 2006 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, hence the little D right under the date. Now, usually these guys are super common. You can find them in just about every handful of change, but the one we're talking about today, this one's got some serious drama going on. It's not your average penny. This bad boy has a unique error that makes collectors go absolutely bananas. Picture this: you're at a garage sale rummaging through a jar of old coins, thinking nothing of it, when bam, you find a shiny little copper guy from 2006 with a D on it. Turns out it has a rare double die error, and it's in mint condition. We're talking crisp edges, full detail on Abe's beard, and that sweet, sweet luster. Now, the kicker, this particular error coin was recently appraised for a whopping $6 million, and I know what you're thinking: who's out here paying mansion money for a penny? Apparently serious collectors with deep pockets and a love for rare finds. That's who. Let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was digging through my change jar, you know, the kind that sits in the corner collecting dust and snack crumbs. I was broke, it was pizza night, and I was 73 cents short for delivery. So I did what any responsible adult would do. I dumped that jar on the floor, hoping to scrape together enough for cheesy goodness. I didn't find a $6 million penny that night, but I did find a 1943 steel penny worth about $30, and let me tell you, that pizza tasted like victory. Moral of the story: never underestimate the power of your spare change. Back to the 2006 though, here's what makes it special. This $1 million penny likely has a combination of factors working in its favor. One, it's an extremely rare error coin, double die reverse, possibly off-center strike, and immaculate condition. Two, it's graded by a top-tier grading service like PCGS or NGC at a super high mint state, possibly MS69 or MS70, which is near perfect. That alone cranks up the value into the stratosphere. Three, hype and demand. The collector market is wild right now, especially for unique Lincoln cents. There's always someone looking to complete a set or own a one-of-a-kind piece of history. Now, if you're wondering how to tell if your 2006 penny is a $6 million jackpot, here's what to look for. First, check for doubling in the letters, especially around Liberty and IN God we TRUS. To then inspect Lincoln's eye, cheek, and beard. If there's any doubling or weird blurring, that's a good sign. And finally, flip it over and check the Lincoln Memorial. Any doubling in the pillars or letters back there, you might just be holding gold disguised as copper. Pro tip: get yourself a cheap magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. You can find one on Amazon for less than $10, and trust me, it'll make hunting errors way more fun. So there you have it, folks, the humble 2006 Lincoln penny, a coin most people overlook, could be the exact piece that turns you into a millionaire. It's like finding a winning lottery ticket in your jeans after laundry day, but way cooler and less soggy. Here's the deal: you don't need to be a coin expert to strike it big. Just be curious, patient, and keep your eyes open. And if this video got you excited to go rummaging through your spare change, then do me a favor, smash that like button faster than Abe grew a beard during the Civil War. Make sure to subscribe for more tips on coins worth money, because I've got the scoop on what to keep, what to toss, and what might just buy you a Ferrari someday. Have you ever tossed a penny on the ground like it was worthless? Yeah, me too, but what if I told you one very specific penny from 2004 with no mint mark is currently worth up to $4 million? Yeah, you heard me right, 4 million. Big and easy. Know what you're thinking: that sounds like clickbait, but stick around, because I'm going to tell you exactly what makes this coin so special, how to spot one, and why this teeny tiny piece of copper could change your life faster than a winning lottery ticket. So Grab your coin jar, get comfy, and let's talk pennies that are worth way more than a penny, alright? So the star of today's show is the 2004 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now let's clear something up real quick. Most pennies without a mint mark are made in Philadelphia, and they're pretty common, so don't go running to the bank just yet. But here's the kicker: in 2004 there were a few error pennies that somehow slipped past quality control. We're talking about double dies, off-center strikes, and some mysterious no-mint mark varieties that weren't supposed to exist. Now, what makes the $4 million version so valuable? It's a combination of rarity, a unique error, an insanely high-grade condition, basically a perfect storm of oops that collectors are willing to drop serious cash for. There's a rumor in the coin world that one of these was found by a teenager while cleaning out his grandma's old candy jar. No joke, imagine looking for a Werther's original and ending up with a $4 million penny. Grandma always did have good taste. I remember when I first got into coin collecting, I found a 2004 penny in my jeans pocket and freaked out, thinking I struck gold or copper. In this case, I ran to my magnifying glass like some kind of treasure hunter from a discount adventure movie. Turns out it was just a regular old penny with a suspicious coffee stain, but hey, the adrenaline was real. So what exactly should you look for on this magical $4 million penny? One, check the date, 2004. Obviously, two, look for a strong strike, no mint mark, and any signs of doubling, especially around the words liberty and in God we trust. Three, if you've got one that looks crisp and has an unusual error, get it graded by a professional and hold on tight. These coins are like unicorns with copper coats, but they are out there. And if you find one, you're not just lucky, you're legendary. Let's talk about the market real quick. Right now, collectors are going absolutely bananas over rare Lincoln cents, and prices have never been hotter. That $4 million price tag isn't just a dream, it's a real auction value attached to one incredibly rare specimen. This is why checking your change isn't just a hobby, it's a side hustle that could pay off big time. So next time you get change at the store or dig between your couch cushions, don't just ignore that little brown coin. It could be your ticket to retiring early, buying that dream car, or finally telling your boss what you really think. The 2004 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a wild story, a mystery, and maybe your golden opportunity disguised in copper. Now, if you loved this video and want to know more about coins that are secretly worth a fortune, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss a money-making tip. We diving into coin values, hidden gems, and strategies to turn your spare change into serious change. Thanks for watching, and remember, always check your pennies, because one of them might just be worth millions. We're diving into the mystery, the madness, and the millions behind the 1982 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yep, you heard me right. This little brown disc that's been stepped on, chewed by dogs, and probably flipped in a few questionable bets might just be worth a mind-blowing $8 million. So grab your coin jar, your magnifying glass, and maybe a snack, because this story's got twists, turns, and the kind of treasure hunting thrill Indiana Jones would be jealous of. Alright, let's break it down. Back in 1982, the US Mint was going through a bit of an identity crisis. Copper was getting pricey, like avocado toast expensive, so they decided to switch from mostly copper pennies to zinc pennies with just a thin copper coating. But here's where it gets juicy. They made 7 different varieties of pennies that year because apparently someone at the mint just really wanted to keep coin collectors on their toes. We're talking small date, large date, copper, zinc, you name it. And somewhere in the chaos of all this change, a rare error was born: the 1982 D penny that was accidentally struck on a copper planchet instead of the intended zinc one. How rare is it? You have a better chance of being struck by lightning twice while holding a slice of pizza. So far, only 2 confirmed examples of this copper 1982 D penny have been found, and guess what? One of them sold for $8 million. That's not a typo, that's a life-changing, drop the mic kind of number. Now you're probably wondering, okay, how do I know if I've got one of these magic money makers hiding in my junk drawer? Let me tell you. First, grab a scale, not your bathroom scale, unless you want to feel bad about the cookies you ate last night. You need a coin scale, something that reads down to the 10th of a gram. If your 1982 D penny weighs around 3.1 grams, you might have a copper one. If it's around 2.5 grams, that's zinc. And sadly, you're not quitting your day job yet, but don't stop there. Check the date, the mint mark, and the overall condition, because if you've got a clean, crisp, shiny copper 1982 D penny, you could be holding on to the Beyoncé of pennies, rare, flawless, and seriously valuable. Now, let me share a quick story. Last year, I was helping my uncle clean out his garage. He's the kind of guy who's been hoarding everything since the 70s, including jars full of coins and enough WD-40 to lube a spaceship. We start sorting through his pennies. I'm mostly just looking for something shiny. When I spot a 1982 D, I get all excited, whip out my scale, and boom, 3.1 grams. My heart skips a beat. I'm picturing yachts, private jets, the whole 9 yards. Turns out it was just a regular old copper penny with a giant scratch across Lincoln's face. Still, I framed it just as a reminder that the next one might be the real deal. So here's the deal, my friends: check your change. Search your drawers, raid your grandparents' coin stash, because the next multi-million-dollar penny could literally be hiding in plain sight. And remember, even if you don't strike it rich, it's still a blast to dig through history, one coin at a time. If you had fun today, learned something new, or just enjoy the idea of turning spare change into serious cash, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, smash that like, tap that bell like it owes you money. We've got plenty more coin tips, treasure hunts, and fun facts coming your way, and who knows, maybe you'll be the next person to find a coin worth more than a mansion.